What is boppin', guys? I'm Michael, and this is 7 tips that will get you through APUS history. Let's go! Alright, tip number 4 is have an open mind. If you go into the first week of school thinking you're going to drop the class if it gets too difficult, you'll probably end up dropping the class. Instead, you need to embrace the history with open arms, and maybe make out with it a little bit if you want a good grade. Only metaphorically, of course. You have the chance to build a lasting relationship with American history, but you have to make the first move and take the class seriously from the start. I mean, seriously, who can resist all of these juicy facts? And as you can see, it gets pretty wild. So, you've decided you're taking APUSH, and now you need to take notes and learn terms, and then take more notes. And that brings me to tip number 4. Have a routine. Know what you're going to do each day. If you don't know exactly when you're going to get your work done, then it's really easy to get behind. For example, my routine was get home and then do APUSH until I go to sleep. And I found it really helpful to have the calendar in the front of my binder. It only takes like 10 minutes to grab a calculator and write in exactly how many pages of notes I'm doing, but it can save you several sleepless nights before deadlines. Building on that is tip number 4. Try different study and work habits. This is the perfect opportunity for you to figure out how you can best study and work most efficiently before you're swamped with work in college. Like, I tried taking notes on online videos that outline the chapter, but I found that I can't really remember the information as well if I don't take it out of the textbook. And halfway through the year, I started keeping this purple notebook of all my assignments. For some reason, being able to check off those stupid little boxes was enough motivation for me to get my assignments done. So, it's worth trying new habits to see what works for you. As you're doing all this work, you may start to burn out a little bit. So, on the long term, here is tip number 4. Know that it's worth the work. I mean, how many times have people been talking about the political and socioeconomic causes of the Civil War, and you just couldn't join in? Seriously though, arguably more valuable than the history, you'll be able to prove to yourself that you can take the work. That when deadlines are being thrown at you like so many punches in a really bad boxing metaphor, you can take it. And knock the test out cold! In a good way. Speaking of tests, next is a tip for test preparation. Tip number 4. Get some sleep. It's pretty much never worth it to cram information the night before a test. I mean, if you don't know the information by then, you're screwed anyway. Because having a clear mind for every question is going to get you more right answers than memorizing a few facts that may or may not be on the test. For bigger tests, I just relaxed the whole day before the test. Because that information is in your head from taking notes and quizzes and class discussion, and you can't recreate that the night before the test. So relax, get some sleep. If you made it all the way to the test, then you earned it. Now, you know how to handle yourself in the classroom, but you've still got to ace that AP exam. Here's tip number 4, learn the test. You've got to know the information you're being tested on, but you also have to know how it's being tested. You need to know how long you have, how many minutes you have per question, and how quickly you have to write those essays. Practice the types of questions you'll see on the exam, and try to adapt your test-taking style to fit that particular exam. I actually brought a mechanical pocket watch to all of my AP exams because I was always checking the time to make sure that I finished my test with the timer. To sum up, here's one final tip. Tip number 4. Strap in. Because you won't be ready for it until you take the class, but you're gonna get ready really fast. Advice can only go so far, you just gotta do it. And who knows, maybe you'll really enjoy it. Maybe you'll develop serious Stockholm Syndrome and you'll enjoy it that much more. But in the meantime, have fun and study your history. You have the opportunity to... shoot. Kill me. I mean, seriously, who can resist all of these juicy facts? What comes after that one? Ah, of course. Ah, kill me. I mean, seriously. Who can resist all of the... Oh, shoot! I tried so hard on that one. That brings me to tip number 4. I thought I knew tip number 4. Tip number 4 is my favorite, but... For some reason, being able to check off those stupid little boxes was enough motivation for me to get my assignments done. So, it's worth trying new habits. Oh, shoot! That was a really nice sound, though. That was a really nice... I'm going to aim for that thing every time. For you to figure out how you can best study. That's not even a tongue twister. That's just dumb. For some reason, being able to check off those stupid little boxes was enough motivation for me to get my assignments done. Dadgummit, I missed the drum head. But you also have to know how it's being tested. You need to know how long you have, how much time to take on each question, and... third one? I actually brought a mechanical pocket watch to all of my AP exams because I was always checking the time to make... Always checking the time. That was a good one until I screwed up.